I'm Roman Yossi of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Dante Fabro of the Nashville Predators.
This is Philip Forsberg of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Colton Sissons of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Eustace Aros of the Nashville Predators.
You're listening to the Renegades of Puck
with Crazy Charlie.
Welcome to the bunker. Welcome to the Renegades of Puck podcast. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. And before we get started with the No Half Step and Hockey coverage, first let me direct you to our home website, renegadesofpuck.com. Once you go to renegadesofpuck.com, you learn everything you need to know about the show. Once you're good and educated about the show, you can click on that merchandise tab. Take you straight to our classic logo t-shirt and all the different gimmicks you come to know and love and expect from the Renegades of Puck. Socks, throw pillows, wall art, bed sets, all still available for sale. The best way to say it is that we've sold out so that you can buy in. Social media, critical importance to this operation. Here's how you can jump in the trenches with the Renegades of Puck. You can find us on Instagram. You can also find us on Threads and Facebook, even still on X for some reason, but we are still maintaining our presence there. So please, whatever social media platform it is that you prefer, it doesn't cost you a thing and it doesn't take you but a second. So please support the Renegades of Puck on social media. YouTube is where you can find the podcast, so subscribe to our channel, turn on those notifications, and please pass the links around. Building this operation one renegade at a time. So please, if you can, support the podcast there on YouTube. We would very much appreciate that. And if you'd like to leave a tip or you'd like to make a donation to the show, there's a virtual tip jar right over there that way in that corner of the desk. Just check it out. The QR code's right there on the jar. You can leave us a tip at any time. You can help pay off our debt to the swear jar, whatever it is. If you'd like to contribute to the show, we rely on funds coming from renegades like you to help keep our operations running smoothly. So please, if you can spare it, we certainly can use it. Now listen, I know it's time for the No Half Step and Hockey coverage, so let me deliver the goods. It's time for operation number 926. That's right, it is time for show number 926. And at this moment in hockey history, the Nashville Predators currently find themselves in 7th place in the Central Division after 15 games. They have a record of 5-9-1, 11 points. Has them 17 points behind first place Winnipeg, 3 points behind their next opponent, who we will talk about momentarily. On the road, the Predators are 1-3-1 on the season. That's where their next game will take place. The Predators have scored 37 goals. They've given up 50 against a goal differential of -13. After the Predators are done with this next game, they will move on Thursday at Edmonton, Friday at Calgary, Sunday at Vancouver, the 20th of November at Seattle. That will wrap up the 5-game CMA road trip. The Preds are welcomed back home with the buzzsaw known as the Winnipeg Jets on November the 23rd. Now, before we talk about the Predators and the Colorado Avalanche meeting for the second of 4 times this season, let's go top down on the Central Division. I mentioned the Winnipeg Jets leading the division after 15 games skated. They have a record of 14-1, 28 points. Has them now 6 points clear of second place Minnesota. The Dallas Stars have 16 points and find themselves in third place. The Utah Hockey Club has 15. The Colorado Avalanche has 14. They're in fifth place. The St. Louis Blues have total of 14 points. They are in sixth place. Then the Nashville Predators at 11 points. After 15 games skated, they find themselves in 7th place. And Chicago Blackhawks have 11 points as well, but they are in 8th place in the division. Now, for the Nashville Predators and the Colorado Avalanche, this is the second time they're meeting this season. Previously, they met on November the 2nd. It was the Predators securing a 5-2 victory over the Colorado Avalanche. Juicy Saros went 29-31, picked up with victory. Stamkos, Yossi, and Nyquist each with a goal and an assist. Forsberg and Sissons with the other goals for the Predators. Anoon picked up the loss for the Colorado Avalanche, 21-24. McKinnon and Makar a goal and an assist each. Two teams will meet again on December the 14th in Denver, Colorado. Then on February the 22nd of 2025, the Nashville Predators will host the Colorado Avalanche. Now, these Colorado Avalanche, they're in 5th place in the Central Division after 15 games skated. The record of 7-8-0, 14 points on home ice, 4-5-0. They've scored 52 goals. They've given up 59 against. That's a goal differential of -7. Talking about their most recent stretch of action takes us back to October the 30th to get to their previous 5-2 loss versus Tampa Bay on the 2nd of November, a 5-2 loss at the Nashville Predators. On the 5th of November, a 6-3 win versus Seattle. On the 7th, it was a 1-0 loss at Winnipeg. And most recently, on the 9th of November, it's a 6-4 win versus Carolina. Georgiev got the start, picked up the victory, went 27 out of 31. Now, before we get into the rankings and the numbers between these two teams in this particular matchup, let's mention two things from the Nashville Predators news section of things. Tommy Novak still day to day with an injury, but this one a little bit more curious. Dante Fabro has been placed on waivers by the Nashville Predators. It does appear that the Nashville Predators are willing to risk exposing Fabro and losing him from the organization rather than play him. And remember, he played quite a few games with the Captain Romaniosi as part of the top pair in recent history. So Dante Fabro is on waivers by the Nashville Predators. Update that when we get some information. Now, let's get back to this one individual game and talk about the rankings between these two teams at this exact moment in NHL history. The goals for on the Nashville Predators side of things, 29th overall rated in the NHL at 2.47 goals per game, while the Colorado Avalanche a full goal higher, 3.47. That is 10th best in the league. Goals against, the Predators are giving up 3.33 per game. That's 24th, while the Denver, the Colorado Avalanche giving up 3.93 per game. That's 31st overall in the NHL. The 31st was tripping me up for a second. I wrote it weird. Shots for 31.1 is 7th best in the NHL for the Nashville Predators, so a top 10 metric there for the Preds, but the Colorado Avalanche are right there at 31.1 with 8th in the league, so they are tied in that category. Shots against category, 29.1 for the Predators is 19th. The Colorado Avalanche only giving up 25.8 shots on goal against per game. That's 3rd best in the National Hockey League, and the Predators have certainly struggled with low shot volume teams in their recent stretches of action. On the power play, the Predators find themselves at 10th best in the NHL, converting at 23.1%. Respectable, 12 of 52 is the raw data, but the Colorado Avalanche are second overall in the NHL, 12 of 37, 34.6% conversion rate. That is very high. That's a remarkably good number. Penalty kill, the Predators killing off 90.6% this season. That's second best in the NHL. They've given up just 5 power play goals against, while the Avalanche are killing off 70.7%, 29th overall in the league. They've given up 12 power play goals against. Now, the Colorado Avalanche have a significant amount of high-skilled individual scorers, and McKinnon is off to an incredible start this season. He typically is, and he always does well against the Nashville Predators, including scoring one of their 2 goals in the most recent game, 7 goals in the season, 22 assists total, 29 points. Makar is at 6 goals and 18 assists for 24 points out there on the blue line. Rantanen is at 8 goals and 12 assists for 20 points. Middlestat, 6 goals and 10 assists for 16 points. And Colton is at 8 goals, 1 assist for 9 points. The top 4 scorers on the Colorado Avalanche would be all tops at the Nashville Predators scoring leaders. So on the Predators side of things, the visiting Preds, Philip Forsberg leads the way, 8 goals in the Snowman right there, plus 5 assists for 13 total points. O'Reilly is at 3 and 7 for 10. The Captain Romaniossi's got a goal and 9 assists for 10 points. Jonathan Marchessault at 3 and 6 for 9. Nyquist, 5 goals, 3 assists for 8 total points. It's good to see Philip Forsberg picking back up the pace. Still not quite back to a point per game, but closer than he was. He was beginning to drift a little bit. Picking up those 2 goals in the most recent game is definitely a good thing for Philip Forsberg and the Nashville Predators. Anticipated goaltender matchup sees UC Saros, his updated numbers, 4-7-1 in net, 2.61 goals against average, and a .911 save percentage with now 2 shutouts on the season. Georgiev has a record of 2-5-0, securing that most recent victory for the Avs against Carolina. A goals against average of 4.04, save percentage of 851. That's got you all set for the Nashville Predators' first of 5 games on the CMA road trip, as it is customarily known, or the Get Your Shit Together road trip, or as it has become known more recently. So for the Nashville Predators, a big opportunity here against the Colorado Avalanche, a team that they've already beaten once this season. And let's face it, the Predators need points, they need victories, and they could use it against division rival teams. So that'll do it for the preview session. We got to go back and talk about what happened at the Bridgestone Arena between the Predators and the Utah Hockey Club. That's called the Rebirth Sports Full Game Recap, and that's up next.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.
It's now time for the Rebirth Sports Full Game Recap. We go all the way back to November 9th, 2024. The Nashville Predators were at home for a one-night stand against the Utah Hockey Club. Head coach Andrew Burnett deploys his lines and defensemen in the following combinations: Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Stamkos, Marchessault, Sissons, and Nyquist, Tomasino, Parson, Evangelista, LaRue, McCarron, and Smith make up your fourth line. Shea and Yossi, your first defensive pairing. Luzon and Carrier, and then Del Gaizo and Shen Saros gets the start in net. We are just 1 minute and 11 seconds into the first period, and we find our first piece of action, and it's Kerfoot picking up a minor penalty, 2 minutes for tripping. That's going to put the Nashville Predators on the power play before they even pick up a shot on goal, and then they do pick up that first shot on goal, and it comes from Phil Forsberg as he puts it into the net for his 7th goal of the season. Nashville Predators power play goal gives the Predators a 1-0 lead over the Utah Hockey Club. 2:57 now of the first period. UC Saros coming with save on Schmaltz. Now, this is a 5-star save, probably a higher rating than that. The move across to get the leg pad out there, and then the puck bounces up into the air as Saros falls down on his back, laying flat. He catches the puck on his chest and holds onto it. Simply an incredible sequence from a goaltending perspective. The athleticism, the tracking, every one of the tools in the box was on display for UC Saros. Yes, I am giving it the extra time it deserves because it was simply that good. Then at 3:55, Saros back to work, coming with a save on Kesserling in 6:13 of the first period. Connor Ingram back at Bridgestone Arena, this time for the Utah Hockey Club, and he's coming up with a save on Zach LaRue. 8:48 now of the first period. It's Cooley off the box, 2 minutes for hooking, and at the same time, Mata picks up a penalty, 4 minutes for high sticking. Took a while to get the situation sorted out, but once they did, it revealed the Predators to have a 5-on-3 for a full 2 minutes, and then a follow-up 2 minutes worth of 5-on-4 power play. So let's pick it up with the 5-on-3, and it's Connor Ingram coming over the save on the captain, Romeo. Unfortunately, the Predators weren't able to really get anything else done during the 5-on-3. We go to the 5-on-4, and Ingram comes up with a save on Nyquist with Sissons setting the jam. Great to see Colton Sissons back in the lineup. Then continuing on the power play, Marchessault with his 3rd goal of the season, a deflection of Yossi's long shot. That gives the Nashville Predators a 2-0 lead over the Utah Hockey Club. The Predators with 2 power play goals in the first half of the first period. 16:46 of the first. Now it's Ingram with a save on Luzon. 17:09. Ingram another save, this time on Del Gaizo. 19:35 of the first. UC Saros comes up with a save on Kraus. We hit the first intermission. The Predators leading 2-0, out shooting Utah 12-4. That's right, only 4 shots on goal for Utah in the first period. We hit the clean sheet in the second period. It's 2:02 in, and we find UC Saros come up with a save on Valimaki at 4 minutes in. Even Saros comes up with a save on Kesserling at the 5:35 mark. UC Saros comes up with a save on Michelli. Shots on goal at this moment in the second period. Utah out shooting Nashville 5-0. You should note that it was more shots in the first 5 minutes of the second period than Utah generated on net in the entirety of the first period of only 4. But we hit the middle point of the second period now, past halfway point of this game, and we find the 11:08 mark of the second. It's Philip Forsberg with his 8th goal of the season, his 2nd goal of this game. It was a 1-on-3 rush, comes down the left side, cuts to the middle, goes through the D, then beats Ingram. First shot on goal of the period comes at 11:05, but it goes into the net, and it is a highlight reel moment for Philip Forsberg. His 2nd goal of the game, his 8th of the season. The Predators now lead 3-0 over Utah. 11:28 now of the second period. UC Saros coming up with a save on McBain at the 11:40 mark of the second. It's Ingram coming with a save on Tomasino as he was all alone at close range. Great job by Phil Tomasino getting to the open area behind the defense and getting a really strong scoring opportunity. Tomasino's looked good since getting back in the lineup. 13:13 in the second. Ingram comes up with a save on Marchessault. 14:33. Ingram another save, this time on Philip Forsberg at the 16:40 mark of the second. UC Saros coming with a save on Oli Modern. 18:43. We find McCarron off the box, 2 minutes for hooking. Preds kill out the period nice and strong short-handed. They go to the intermission out shooting Utah 17-14 while holding a 3-0 lead. So Utah is able to get 10 total shots on goal in the second period, but 5 of those came in the first 5.5 minutes. We go over to the third period, clean sheet, carry over to the pay-per-view for Utah, pay-per-view of the power play. 43 seconds. UC Saros comes with a save on Sometimes My Brain. UC Saros comes with a save on Kesserling, and then we turn to 5-on-5 hockey to the 2:29 mark. We find Ingram coming up with a save on Colton Sissons at 3:58 of the third. It's Forsberg up to the box, 2 minutes 4 high. Sticking Saros comes up with a save on Kerfoot's redirect plus the rebound jam. UC Saros quite upset with how long that was allowed to go on. Typically, you do not see UC Saros blow a gasket like that. Saros then comes up with a save on Krause, and the Predators are able to survive the penalty kill. At 7:11 of the third period, it's Ingram coming with a save on Phil Tomasino, 9:49 of the third. It's Saros coming with a save on Bukestad. Then we go to the 14:12 mark of the third period. It's UC Saros coming with another save on Kesserling, 16:49. Saros a save on Schmaltz, and at 18:15 of the third, we find Marchessault picking up the empty net goal, his 4th of the season. That makes the Nashville Predators lead over Utah 4-0. And the last action of this game will come at 19:35 when McCarron and Krause have a quick go at it, 5 minutes each off to the box, and that's where they'll finish the game. The Nashville Predators defeat the Utah Hockey Club by a score of 4-0. The Predators are outshot by Utah 27-21. So Utah 4 shots on goal in the first period. The Predators only 4 shots on goal in the third period. But the Preds did come into the period with a 3-0 lead. They did not surrender a single goal in the third period or the game. And UC Saros gets his second shutout of the season while the Predators' bigger names step up. Forsberg, Marchessault, Josi, Saros. Those are the names stepping up in this one. And the younger players giving support to each and every one of them. We've got so much more to talk about. That was a Rebirth Sports full game recap coming up next on the Renegades of Puck podcast, analysis, box score, and so much more. Hang in there.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Tracy, owner-operator of Strong Style Fitness. And that's me and my training assistant, Rizzo. And we are here to bring you fitness that meets you where you are by offering circuit classes, bar-inspired classes, Tabata workouts, boot camps, guided stretching, and more, all taught by a certified personal trainer, me. To learn more, go to our website, strongstylefit.com. Subscribe on YouTube at Strong Style Fitness. Follow on social media at Strong Style Fit. But most importantly, let's get you moving. It doesn't matter if it's your first workout or you've been doing it for years. Strong Style Fitness has the workout that meets you on your journey and helps you along the path to a happier, healthier life. I understand where you've been, what you were going through, and where you were going, and I want to take you there. We'll see you on the mat. Mwah.
Welcome back in. UC Saros 26 out of 26 in this game, and he was great from the start. He had to be great from the start. That save on Schmaltz led to one of the highlights of the entire game, the kick out with the pad and then falling backwards and then catching the puck and securing it to his chest. A highlight reel moment for UC Saros. He was dialed in from start to finish in this one. 26 saves, 24 at even strength, 2 on the power play. And I asked the question, is Vezina Saros been activated now? 2 shutouts on the season is impressive. He's already approaching the numbers that he had last year in that category. And it is about that time. We are right around Thanksgiving. This is when UC Saros usually goes on to make a run from this moment to the rest of the season that gets him near a top 5 or better Vezina finalist at the end of the season. If he could only find a way to do a better job in the first 20 games of the season, the first 15 games of the season, whatever it is that usually he slows down through, then UC Saros would probably be the top 3 and a Vezina finalist each and every year. But UC Saros was tremendous in this game. He made some really good saves. He showed off all the tools in the box. And for the Predators netminder, it's great to see him getting a game like that. So 26 out of 26, second shutout on the season. Philip Forsberg, big names stepping up across the board here for the Predators. And you need to see that. We've talked so much about the youth in recent games and in recent stretches of analysis where it's been the young players and the support role players that have been getting things done. This started with UC Saros, then goes to Philip Forsberg, who had 2 goals in this game, 8 on the season, and Philip Forsberg's consistency issues at the beginning of the season, just like UC Saros. Now, for Philip Forsberg, he seems to have broken that pattern now. The last couple of seasons, he's managed to get off and out of the blocks quickly. 8 goals already on the season. You know what? I was looking for more selfish Phil, and that 1-on-3 rush indicated to me that more selfish Phil has been activated. And what do I mean by that? I mean, Phil Forsberg is one of the best power forwards and one of the best shooters in the NHL, and he has been passing up opportunities lately in favor of some of the newer named players that have been brought in. Philip Forsberg, a little more selfish. 2 goals in this game. Had to look at the hat trick a couple of different times, but could not get it to go. But usually, once Forsberg has that first multi-goal game, he usually has a couple in a bit of a streak. This road trip coming up, the CMA road trip for the Predators, could see Philip Forsberg go on a big run. I'd love to see that. Marchessault ends up with a goal and an assist. There was a scoring change later on after the game. Originally, Marchessault was credited with 2 goals in the game. 1 gets taken away and given to Gus Nyquist. So 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points total in the game. So still has the 2 points. 3 shots on goal, 4 hits, 17:46 in total time on ice. And Marchessault, he just works hard and he leads by example out there on the ice. It's great to see, again, Marchessault stepping up just like Philip Forsberg, big names in a big game, getting the Nashville Predators a big victory. Got to point out Parssinen again out there on the rink, getting an opportunity, picks up another assist, also delivers 6 hits using the big body, using the big frame, and doing the best job that he can do in his 13:25 total time on ice. So Parssinen, I think, has been looking good, is continuing to earn ice time. And you got to give the captain Roman Josi credit whenever the team wins 4-0 on home ice and the captain has 2 assists and he leads the team in total time on ice at 23:45. Also added 3 shots on goal to that. You got to give the captain Roman Josi credit. Led his squad. Big victory at a big moment when things were seeming to be really, really on the downswing. So it's great to see the captain Roman Josi leading his squad to victory right before they head out on the lengthy, almost 2-week-long road trip. That's going to do it for the analysis portion of things. The Predators took care of business at home. They won 4-0. They got a division win. They picked up 2 points. They moved out of last place. All of those things are big positives and allow everybody to take a deep breath and now prepare for the battle. That is the CMA road trip that'll see the Predators find themselves at the quarter pole of the season at the end of it. Now let's hear from our good friends Stripe Digital Solutions. Then we'll come back. We'll talk about the box score. We'll talk about the Red River Spartans, and we will also close this show out. We'll do all of that coming up next on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
The digital environment can be quite intimidating, time-consuming, and cumbersome, especially with all those other areas that need attention at your business, and that's why Stripe Digital Solutions is here to help. I know, because that's exactly what Stripe Digital Solutions did for me and the Renegades of Puck. From designing my home website and helping me create my merchandise to special event posters, brand building, and social media management. But it's not just that, it's so much more. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me every step of the way. From startup to full-time operation, Stripe Digital Solutions has been there to assist and advise every single step of the journey. In today's fast-paced world, the path to success is having a strong digital partner, and nobody is better in the trenches than Brandy and Stripe Digital Solutions. Get the solution before it's even a problem with Stripe Digital Solutions.
Welcome back in. Time for the box score. Time for the good, cold, hard numbers. Philip Forsberg had 2 goals in this game. It did appear that Marchessault had 2 goals, but a scoring change later puts Gus Nyquist on the board. So Marchessault with 1 and Nyquist also with 1 in this game. The captain, Roman Josi, led the way with 2 assists. Steven Stamkos also adds an assist. Parssinen with an assist. And Jonathan Marchessault adds 1 assist for the Nashville Predators. Shots on goal. Philip Forsberg leads the Nashville Predators with 4 in this game. Marchessault had 3, and Josi also had 3. A couple players with 2 was Tomasino and Stamkos, worth mentioning there, and also Gus Nyquist. In the block shots category, 3 was the magic number, and that was by O'Reilly and also Alex Carrier, and that was, frankly, just about it for block shots. And the physical component of things, a couple of crooked numbers on the board. Luke Schenn with 7 hits, Luzon with 5 hits, Parssinen with 6 hits, and Marchessault adding 4 hits to that. Let's mention LaRue also adding 3 hits to this category. When it comes to your time on ice leaders overall for the game, at forward, it was 18:53 for Steven Stamkos, 18:33 for Philip Forsberg, and 17:46 for Jonathan Marchessault. On the defenseman, always a different story. Roman Josi led the way all the way, 23:45 and 20:47 for Brady Shea. The Predators' power play was effective, 50% conversion rate, 2 out of 4 in this game. And your power play time on ice leaders all had the same exact amount of time. 4:04 skated for Forsberg, for Marchessault, for Stamkos, and also for the captain, Roman Josi. And again, 2 power play goals in this game for the Predators on 4 opportunities. The penalty kill was a perfect 2 out of 2. Your penalty kill time on ice leaders for the second best penalty kill unit in the NHL. Colton Sisson's back in the lineup, back to doing the work that you know he does. 2:25 in shorthanded time on ice skated, 3:25 for Luzon and 2:43 for Alex Carrier. When it comes to the netminder, UC Saros 26 out of 26. That's perfect for a second shutout of the season. No goals against. It's a save percentage of 1,000. Love it. 24 even strength saves, 2 power play saves, no shorthanded saves needed to be mated. UC Saros picks up his 4th victory of the season and his 2nd shutout of the season. Some other numbers falling out of the box score. The Predators' nice uptick in the faceoff winning percentage. 56.3 is a good place to be. 35 hits shorthanded. Wow, my handwriting is awful. 35 hits is a nice big number. 12 block shots, a little low. 7 takeaways, 10 giveaways. Not a whole lot of commentary on that when the Predators led from start to finish in this one and won the game by 4 without giving up anything. Now, that's going to do it for the box score. Predators secure the victory on home ice. Good job. We'll get back to that in just a minute, but the Red River Spartans were also back on the ice in Clarksville at Ford Ice Center, and it was time to welcome in Great Lakes division rivals, the Cincinnati Cyclones. We take you to Friday dinner time affair between the Spartans and the Cyclones, coming to you live from Clarksville. I'm on the headset, and I take you there right now.
You hear the energy on the Spartans bench right now as everyone is looking to regroup after a big series sweep last weekend here at Ford Ice Center by the Metro Jets over the Red River Spartans. Puck is down. Owen Ingersoll gets taken into the wall hard as the first action of the game in Clarksville, Tennessee, bringing you the best USPHL action there is. Cincinnati gets a shot right there from the slot area, and with traffic in front, they beat Bonneville for the first goal of the game just 1 minute and 13 seconds in. Cincinnati takes a 1-0 lead. Puck is down. The Spartans will gather it again in the neutral zone. Lewis will chip it deep off of the stick blade of one of the defenders. Cincinnati will collect it behind their own net. Pressured by Ndelicato. Gino's got it below the goal line, trying to send it to the slot area. And that was a massive hit right there, clearing out C.J. Davidson. As the pass was coming to the slot area, the Cincinnati defender elected to go for the physical confrontation rather than the puck breakup, and absolutely moved C.J. Davidson out of the crease by a couple of feet. That puck is going to be determined to have been in the net after the play is over. I was so focused on C.J. Davidson's body being ejected from the scene that I didn't realize the puck had gone in myself. So following up on that, apologies. Gino Ndelicato takes the puck off the half wall, reverses course, rings it around, sends it to Gonzalez. Gonzalez at the blue line slows the play down. Cincinnati, though, with an errant pass, is going to allow the Spartans to come in on the forecheck, steal the puck, and Ndelicato sends it out high. Shot right there off the crossbar, and quite possibly the highest rebound I have seen in this rink so far. It went up, it went through the rafters, over the safety netting, and almost went out a window. Wharton sends it over to Lewis. Lewis having some trouble moving it down the wall, but Wharton comes over to help. Now Lewis over the blue line. He has support. Sikowski gets knocked into the Cincinnati bench and then responds. Moving up to the offensive zone, 1-on-4. He'll skate in off of the collarbone area of the netminder. Waugh appeared to stun him. That stuns any goaltender when you catch it right there off the collarbone area. Coogan in alone for Cincinnati, and Coogan is denied. Huge save right there on the breakaway by the Spartan netminder. Davis steps in against Wharton. It takes winger support to win the puck for the Spartans, but now Cincinnati comes in with numbers, and Wharton erases those numbers. And by numbers, I mean that 9 and that 3 for Cincinnati. Get that to connect. Denial by Ingersoll right there, taking Lehman hard into the glass. Templeton looking good all day, feeling it, skating it. Unfortunately for the Spartans, though, losing it on this particular possession. Cincinnati, though, plays the puck off the linesman's skate. That slows down their break into the Spartan zone. They'll opt for a line change. The Spartans with Templeton splitting the D. He's on the breakaway, and he scores. Templeton then stands over the netminder, and it looks like he's going to get teed up for unsportsmanlike conduct. After scoring on the breakaway, Templeton will get glove taps from the bench and go straight into the open door of the home team penalty box. 2-1 in favor of the Spartans. Templeton out of the box, the most recent scorer in this game for the Spartans. He's got speed over the line, cutting towards the net. Templeton takes it towards the net, and he puts it in, and this time he skates away immediately to the bench. Templeton is redeemed. 2 goals in this game for Templeton. That one, first one on the breakaway, second one carries it around the outside, cuts hard to the middle, and beats the netminder for a power play goal. The Spartans haven't had a lot of success here on home ice the last 2 series. You remember it. I don't need to bring it up. That is going to be into the net for Cincinnati. Sharp angle shot right there, just as I brought up the Spartans having some difficulties on home ice. Unfortunately, it would appear I conjured that goal out of thin air. My apologies to all. Back out high. Spartans skating it down low along the goal line, behind the net, going back to the slot and into the net. C.J. Davidson responds immediately with the Spartans' 4th goal of the game, reinstilling their 2-goal lead. Davidson off the bench first for glove taps. Red River Spartans 4, Cincinnati Cyclones 2. Gallegos helps spring it past Lewis. Rack now tries to get it past Ingersoll. Cincinnati gets it in close range. Jam 1, 2, 3. Bonneville goes ahead and puts the glove on top of it, and he'll hang on to it. Cincinnati got in close range right there and had a couple of hacks and whacks and chops at it. Bonneville could not be moved, though. 13:20 to go. Spartans dump the puck into Cincinnati zone. They'll look to go to work. Jesse James Aiken in there hard on the pressure. We're going to get a penalty call right here for a hit from behind. One of the Cincinnati Cyclones players also comes in after the initial penalty. We'll see if the retaliation that led to escalation also sees Cincinnati in the penalty box. Puck is down in the final 7 seconds, being battled for in the corner, and the Spartans fans cheer their team on to victory as your Red River Spartans defeat the Cincinnati Cyclones 4-2 here on Friday night to break the home ice losing streak, get back on the right side of the win column, and gain some positivity and momentum going into Saturday. Spartans victorious. On the voice of the Red River Spartans, Charlie Saunier, we've got to sign off quickly this evening. Can't wait to see you first thing tomorrow morning right here on Flow Hockey.
Spartans picking up the much-needed win right there after losing 6 consecutive games on the home rink, correcting things and the trajectory into the win column against Cincinnati Cyclones. We'll bring you the highlights of the second game of that series on the next episode right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast. We do appreciate you following along with everything going on with the Red River Spartans fighting it out there in the USPHL Premier. It was a pretty hectic week when it comes to all things Spartans, but not only did we get through it, by the end of the week, we were back on top doing our thing to the best of our ability. So fantastic job by the Spartans on and off the ice. Thanks to Coach Tully and everyone in the organization for making me feel welcome out there at the rink. Let's get back to the Predators coverage, and let's close this thing out by saying this is as simple as can be. The Predators are about to embark on a 5-game road trip. It's a CM8 road trip. It's a get your shit together road trip, as we've always talked about. It's the perfect opportunity in the Canadian Northwest, away from everybody's eyes, late at night. You don't have to worry about anything. You have 5 games to pull it together, develop the chemistry, and get things going in the right direction. And the Predators have utilized this exact moment in the schedule in the past. It comes up every single year. So the Predators have an opportunity to take the show on the road, take what they just did against Utah, bottle it up, put it in a backpack, and take it with them on the road to each and every one of the 5 cities that they'll be visiting. Denver, Colorado, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, Seattle. The Nashville Predators need a strong road trip, okay? Bottle up what you did against Utah. It was a game in the right direction. And to be honest with you, if the Florida Panthers game could just be memory hold at this moment and you could take the effort in the second half of the game against the Washington Capitals and then add it to what happened in Utah, well, I think people would be feeling a lot better. But that Florida game is, well, it's going to be impossible to ever forget a game like that, or 2 games like that came this week, the LA Kings game as well at home. But the Preds have a chance to bottle up that effort and bottle up that thing that they did against Utah, take it with them and unleash it on a 5-game road trip, come back with a whole new attitude, and climbing the standings, it's not that hard to do. Right now, aside of Winnipeg and Minnesota, nobody's running away with any damn thing in the first 15 games of the season. The Predators currently sit at 11 points. To be honest with you, they're only 5 points out of a playoff spot. First time it was mentioned, show number 926. That's it. Time to go. Time to go. Time to go home. Time to relax. All right, that's going to do it for episode number 926. It's been a good time. It's fun, right? We're having fun, aren't we? Covering the Predators is a good time. That's going to do it for 926. Appreciate your viewership. Appreciate your time. Most importantly, I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. Stick caps, love, and respect.